this video, I will be making chicken pot pie. We'll be using butter, onion, celery, flour, chicken stock, half and half, potatoes, carrots, peas, shredded chicken, parsley, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and an egg. All right, so I've just about got my carrot finely diced, and I'm going to move on to celery and onion. Next, we're going to work on slicing up our celery. Now I'm going to go ahead and finely dice 1/2 of a yellow onion. I went ahead and preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and in the meantime, I've got a pot here. I've got 6 tablespoons of butter. Butter has started to melt. We're going to go ahead and add in our carrots, celery, and onion. And we're going to saute those for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. Just kind of eyeball it. When you're cooking, you want to kind of season as you go. So it's been about 3 minutes. My onions are looking pretty translucent. And the next step, we're going to add in 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Kind of making a roux here. So I know it looks kind of gross and gummy, but trust me, this is going to be one of the best chicken pot pies you've ever had. And you want to really get it cooked good. You want to cook that flour. So it's been about 3 or 4 minutes, and everything's cooked. The flour's cooked good. I'm going to add in 1 can of chicken stock. And 2 ounces of water. And we're going to bring this to a boil. This has come to a boil. I'm going to lower my temperature to low and let it simmer for about 6 or 7 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and add our spices. I've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and pepper each, 1/2 of a teaspoon of parsley, and 1/2 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. Add that in. All right, so this has been simmering for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 cup of half and half. I'm going to mix that well. We're going to add 1 cup of frozen peas. Again, usually when I make this recipe, I do frozen carrots and peas, but they didn't have any at any of the grocery stores that I went to today. 1 can of diced potatoes, and drain them and rinse them. Add that in. We're going to add our chicken. This is about 2 cups of shredded chicken. I went ahead and cooked this ahead of time. You can use rotisserie chicken. And this is our filling for chicken pot pie. I'm going to set this aside while we work on getting our pie crust ready. All right, so this is the part where I cheat a little bit. Most people make their own pie crust. I don't. I'm not much of a baker, so I buy 2 ready-to-bake pie crusts, and I'm going to show you how to fill your pie pan with it. I start by spraying my pie pan with a non-stick oil. We're going to take one of our pie crusts and lay it in the bottom of our pie pan. I take this places, and I've made this for people, and they're just completely amazed. They think that I made the pie crust too, and I don't. Work smarter, not harder, right? All right, so I've got my pie crust formed to the pan. As you can see, I've kind of pinched it upward to where the top of the pie pan has dough on it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take our filling, and we're gonna pour it in the pie crust. Sometimes I have a little bit left over. If you do, that's fine. All right, so as you can see, our chicken pot pie filling pretty much filled up the entire pie crust in the bottom. We're going to come back across our pie, and we are going to top it off with the last pie crust. And you want to lay it over it, just like that. And then you're going to go back over here, and you're just kind of pinch that top layer with the bottom layer of crust, and just kind of crimp it together here. All right, so I went ahead and finished crimping my pie crust, got it all together, and that's what it looks like. And the last step, we're gonna mix 1 egg with just a little bit of water, and we're gonna top this off with what we call an egg wash. And you paint that on there, and it just gives it a shine. And then following that, we're gonna cut a small slit in the center of the pie, so when it steams, that steam can be released and it doesn't cause the crust to puff up. And now we're going to put this in the oven at 375 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes, or until well browned on the top. I just pulled our chicken pot pie out of the oven. It cooked for about 45 minutes at 375 degrees. It is piping hot, so I'm gonna let this sit and rest for about 30 minutes before I cut into it. And there you have it. That's our chicken pot pie. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.